Sanhedrin Daf Lamed Tet Amud Aleph, 3 lines from the top. Today's daf is sponsored by Maurice Dayan in honor of his daughter Sarah Aviva Sarah Bat Esther. Amar le Kofer the Gamaliel, continuing with Apikor is talking to Gamaliel. Elokechem Ganavu. He calls God a thief. The thief Pasuk says Ve'apel Hashem Elokim et Hadamah ala Adam ve'Yishan. Hashem put Adam Harishon to sleep and then took a rib from him to make Hava. Amar le Barate now. Because his own daughter tells Rabban Gamliel, leave him alone. I'll take care of this one. I'll answer this one. She told her father, get me a judge. I need a judge to judge a case for me. What happened? Listen, she said, you know what happened to us? Thieves came to our house. They took a silver pitcher, and they left us a gold pitcher instead. I want to report them. The father said, but Jenin, it should happen every day like that. I'd leave the gold one instead of the silver one. But he fell right to her trap. She told him, Dad, think about what you're saying. If that's the case. So to Adam Harishon, Hashem put him to sleep, took one rib from him, and gave him a wife to take care of him. He says, okay, fine. Why do you have to put Adam Harishon to sleep? Do it while he's awake, so it doesn't look like he's stealing from him while he's sleeping. Okay, fine. Bring a piece of meat. He brought it there. She put it under ashes by the fire. Then she took it while after it was cooked and said, okay, eat it. She said, no, it's disgusting. I saw you cook it with ashes. It's gross. She did the same thing with Adam Arishon. If he was awake while Hashem did the surgery on him, it would have been too gross and he wouldn't be able to look at Hava the same way. Another Kofar told Gamaliel. He says, I know what God's doing right now and where he's sitting. Gamaliel was like, oh boy, oh brother. He sighed. He's like, why are you sighing? Gamaliel said, I have a son in a different city, overseas. And I miss him. He's like, oh, sorry. I want you to show me what he's doing right now. He's like, what do you mean? I don't know where he is. He's like, okay, you don't know where my son is on earth. You think you know what God's doing in Shemayim? Another similar thing happened. A Kofar told Rabban Gamaliel, he says, God can count the stars. What's the big deal? He says, I can count the stars. I too, Habushes, Rabban Gamaliel brought a bunch of fruits. He put them like in the basket and started moving them around quickly. He tells the guy, count the fruits. He's like, okay, stop moving the fruit basket and I'll be able to count it. He says, the stars are, the heavens also moving. The stars are moving in and out of vision. How can you claim that you counted the stars? This is a different version of what happened. The Kofar told him, he says, I know how many stars there are. Rabbi told him, okay. You think you know the stars? How many teeth do you have in your mouth? The guy sticks his hand in his mouth and starts counting his teeth. He said to him, you don't know how many teeth you have in your mouth. You think you think you know how many stars are in the sky? Another kofar told him, I don't know why I keep on picking on him. The power that created the mountains did not create the wind. Why should Seemingly, the Pasuk says that one who fashioned the mountains and the creator of the wind. Two different powers, Chas Shalom, it sounds like. And the Atak Adam Ktiv Hashem, but Rabbi says, okay, but the Pasuk by Adam Harishon also says, Vayitze, Vayivra, he created it, Vayitze, and he fashioned. What, two different creators over there? He says, 1 second. There's an area, one fraction by the man's head, and in that area there's two holes, by the eye. The ear and the eye. Does that mean that whoever created one part of the body did not create the other part of the body? Again, he fell for the trap. The kofar is like, yeah, okay, 100%, yeah. Different creators, different parts of the body. Took him back. If that's the case, that there's different gods creating different parts of the people, how do they all agree that? And when a person dies, they all die at the same time. There was a certain source where the top half of a body belongs to a demon. I can't say the name. And the the Ahurmis, and the lower part belongs to a god named Ahurmis. Amar le'imken, if that's the case, how does the demon allow, how does the god, quote unquote, allow the demon to pass its waist to the bottom half through the god's half? Doesn't make sense. Amar le'kes, the Caesar told him, hope. Let's all become join one nation. Amari told him back, he's like, fine, but we're circumcised, and therefore, they can't change ourselves to be like you. You guys should bring me love, so you can become like us. Amar le mimar shapir kamar. Okay, sounds good. Mehu kol zachin malkat ishtu b'bar. He says, okay, fine, but the problem is, since you outsmarted me, I said I want you guys to become like us, but you prove that you can't. Since you outsmarted me, chutzpah, you have to die by being thrown into uh, uh, a pit of wild animals. Sorry. They threw inside. They didn't eat him. There was a Tzeduki, a different type of course type of person told the Caesar, hey, the reason why the animals didn't eat the rabbi is because they're not hungry. They said, okay, want to check it out? They threw the Tzeduki inside to the pen and they ate him. Yani there's a miracle, but the miracle didn't happen to him. They said that the Shekhinah rests upon every set of minyan of 10 Jews together. Kama Shechin Teikes, it has a possible that they could be in different places. How many Shekhinahs are there? So the Rabbi Gamliel called the assistant of this Apikoros, Mahabe Abatkan, he hit him on the neck. Amar told him, why did you allow the sun to go into the Kofer's house? Amar said, what do you mean the sun shines everywhere? How am I supposed to stop it? Rabbi Gamliel said, okay, fine, you see from here. The sun is just one of many hundreds of thousands of God's creations that are working for God. And yet it's signed and it's upon the whole world. So the Shekhinah can spread out to the multiple places. Another Apicurus told Rabbi Gamliel, God is a jokester. He said, lie on your left side. Then he said afterward, you should lie on your right side. Which one? Before he answered, the student came over and said, what's the reason why we have Shemitah? So in between this asking him questions, he has to answer this Tamid's question of Shemitah. He's like, okay, I'll answer a question. Be answering both of your questions. Hashem told Bnei Israel, you plant your land for 6 years and let it rest in the seventh. You'll know that the land belongs to me. But Bnei Israel didn't do that, and they did not observe Shemitah. They sin and they sent to exile. The world is the way the world is. When people rebel against their king, if he's cruel, he'll kill the people. If he's merciful, he'll only kill half. If he's extremely merciful, he'll just put the biggest leaders in suffering and spare everybody else. Hashem, instead of killing the Jews for violating Shemitah, he bothered Yaheskel, he gave him plagues so that he can wash away the Avirot of Bnei Israel. Okay, another Epicurus asked Rabbi Avav, your God is a Kohen, give me Terumah, Hashem said. Therefore he's a Kohen. He said, well, the problem is, he says, Hashem buried Moshe. So how did Hashem be tovel, dip in the mikveh to make himself tahor? If he says he moves in water, the whole world is like the fist of God in water. So Hashem cannot dip in it. Rabbi Abba said he dipped himself in fire. How do you know that fire is good enough dipping, the guy asks? I answered him, the best form of dipping is in fire, technically. Anything you can't do fire, do water. Sounds like fire is better than water in dipping in mikveh. And obviously Hashem did not become tameh from burying Moshe, as the Maharsha explains. But he's just answering the guy in his own question. He has to deal with this guy's nonsense. He has to answer him back on his level. Apikoros asked Rabbi Avina, who's like Bnei Israel? There's one nation in the world. Sounds like Maya Ravute. What's unique about Bnei Israel? Atunami arvin bahdan. Bnei Israel is also considered a nation, just like anybody else. Active. Kol hagoyim ke'ayin nechdo. All the nations are like nothing in front of God. Amale meditchu ahasidu alan. Rabbi Elani answered him, our prophets, yani the prophets from you, the Bilham actually testified about us. The Pasuk says that we're not like you guys. Ubagoyim lo yithashev. Bnei Israel will not be counted among the other nations. So therefore, we see when it says nations, it's not talking about Bnei Israel. Bnei Israel is unique. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Elazar is tira in Pesukim. K'tiv tov Hashem lakol. Hashem is good for all. K'tiv tov Hashem lekovav. Hashem is only good to those who are wait for Him, who are tzaddikim. So the Gemara says no. Mashallah adam sheyesh lo pardes is the comparison to be like a guy who has an orchard. Keshu mashke mashke et kulo, when he's watering the orchard, he waters everything to get good produce. But when he's hoeing and working the land, he only works around the good trees. So too, everybody benefits from Hashem, but Hashem gives extra benefits to those who are to the king. The Mishnah said that everybody should say that when a person should celebrate when the goyim, when Rishaim suffer. That's why you should testify against someone who's chayamita. He said, Pasuk says that there will be joy throughout the land when King Ahab Harasha died. Now it seems like it was Nevi'ut prophecy doesn't happen. This pasuk was actually a nevuah that when Ahab would die, there'll be joy. Now is Hashem really happy when the wicked die? Pasuk says elsewhere, by the time when Yehoshaphat went out to kill the people from Ammon, it says over there, why over there does not say that it's good over there? Hashem is not happy when even Rishaim die. Why did the Pasuk say that by the Kriyat Yamsuf? Famous concept. When the Mitzvim were drowning, the angels wanted to sing in front of Hashem and praise. My people I created are drowning, even though they're Egyptians, and you want to sing Shira. So why do we say that Hashem will be rejoiced, that we do rejoice by the wicked's downfall if we see Hashem doesn't rejoice? The Gemara says, Hashem doesn't rejoice, but we rejoice when Rishaim fall. They say, Nami, the Pasuk says, ye shall cause others to rejoice. Not he, Hashem not rejoicing, but others do. We see from here that we do rejoice, as many of you know. When the big terrorist Hamas commanders were getting killed, we celebrated. They washed hazonot. What does pasuk mean? Ahab's death showed that two prophecies were true about him. One prophecy of Mechiah, one of Eliyahu. Mechiah says, "Im shov teshuv b'shalom lo diber Hashem bi." Mechiah promised that Ahab would die in battle. By Eliyahu it says, they will lick the blood of Navot. The blood of Ahab will be licked by dogs after he gets killed. But Amar says no. Zonot Mash refers to that they actually drew zonot, prostitutes, on his chariot. Ahab Ish bin Zonot because he was very cold and not interested in being with his wife. Therefore, his evil wife Izebel made two pictures of prostitutes on his chariot, so that he would become heated, aroused, and want to be with her. And that's why that chariot became drenched in his blood when he got killed. Is in the battle, this guy drew his bow and shot the king of Israel, Ahab, and that's how he died. It means he was innocent. This guy did not even know he was killing the king. He just shot an arrow at a guy, and he happened to kill the king, just like the evil Sinwar died. They didn't even know that they were killing him. Very similar concept. But Rav says this is still the prophecy of Ahab. This was the tomb of, what means what? That it was fulfilling the prophecies. Okay. Siman Krab is Ahab Edom. Makti Vayikra Ahab El Avadiyahu Asher Habayit. Ahab called Avadiyahu by the house. Avadiyahu Mahayar Erat Hashem. Avadiyahu was very fearful of Hashem. My Kamar Kara, what is the pasuk saying? Why is it showing Avadiyahu was scared? Ahab told Avadiyahu. B'Yaakov Ktib, that by Yaakov it says, Nihashti v'yachinni Hashem b'galech. Hashem blessed me because of you. Lavan said, I'm blessed because of you. Yosef to also Yosef. Vayvarach Hashem et bet Mitzri v'la Yosef. Hashem blessed the Mitzrayim because Yosef. Bet hadahu gavra lo have mivrech. But my house, Ahav is saying, has not been blessed. Hashem lired. He must maybe you, Avadi, are not God fearing. Yet Sabat Kol Amra. Hashem, a voice came out from Shemaim and said, "V'Avadiyahu yara Hashem et Hashem me'od." Avadiyahu fears Hashem. The reason why you're not being blessed, Ahav, is because your house is not fit for the blessing. The praise by Avadiyahu was greater than Abraham. When Hashem, when it says that Abraham feared Hashem, it didn't say me'od a lot. Avadiyahu ktiv me'od, but when Avadiyahu does say he feared Hashem a lot. Why did Navi Avadiyahu get prophecy? Why did he get prophecy? Because he hid 100 prophets in the cave when Izebel, the wife of Ahav, was trying to kill the prophets. He took 2 caves and put 50 Nevi'im in each to save them. Why did he choose 50 in each cave? When he learned from Yaakov, when he prepared for war with Esav, he separated the people as tactical so that if one gets attacked, the other will survive. Rabbi Baron says no. The cave max capacity was 50 each. That's why he did 50 each. This vision of Obadiah, the prophecy. Why did Hashem choose Obadiah to have the only prophecy be about Esav Edom? Obadiah, who lived among two Rishaim, Ahab and Izevil, he did not learn from their ways. He'll prophesy about the Rasha of Esav, which was the opposite. Shadab ben Tzadikim, he lived between two Tzadikim. Yitzhak and Rivka. He never became a Tzadik like them. So therefore, Obadiah made sense that who is the inverse of that prophesies about them. This following said by the student of Meir. Obadiah was actually a convert from Edom. And therefore, the fact that he was prophesying about Edom's downfall, that famous saying, from the forest itself comes the handle of the axe. Yani the wood from the handle of the axe that will end up knocking down the forest came from the forest itself. And that's sitting with him. He came from Edom and he prophesied about Edom. King David Melech killed Moab, and he measured on the line and he started killing people based off of where they laid on the ground. Very interesting concept. The thing says, the forest itself also came from the hand of the axe because David Melech came from Ruth, which was from Moab, and he came and killed Moab. The thigh rots from the middle, which means the thickest part of the thigh rots first. Just like the meat causes itself to rot, David Melech came from the Moab and ended up killing the Moab. The king of Moab, Mesha, took his firstborn son and slaughtered it. He offered it into a korban for God. One person said the king sacrificed his son for God, Hashem. The other one said that it was for Avodah Zarah. Since according to Ben said that he did for Shem Shemaim, I don't think that's what Pasuk says. That's why Hashem got upset about Israel. Because why? Hashem was upset about Israel. Look what this random Rasha king is sacrificing his son for me, even though I don't like it. But look, what are you guys doing? You guys are not doing tzadikim. What Hashem get upset? Bnei Israel, this guy was serving Bazara with his son. What would be the big deal? What's the comparison? The following. Sorry, don't do like the nations do around you. It says that they did copy Achav, rather than the king of Moab. That's why Hashem said it, because they copied that king. Hashem says that you did not respect God, but you did Avodah Zarah like they did Avodah Zarah. Just like Misha sacrificed his son, you sacrificed your sons. Bnei Israel returned to the land. The Pasuk is referring to the Bnei Israel reached the lowest possible level of Tumah. Pasuk says by Obadiah that he was extremely fearful of God, and Avishag also was very beautiful. The lady who served David Melech also was extremely beautiful. Even though she was so beautiful, she wasn't half the beauty of Sarah. But because Sarah, it says she was very, very beautiful. But not included a very, and that's why it's only half of Sarah.